Ryan Pop standing outside the bookshop while holding the umbrella and feeling sad because today I saw this. I love my bookshop but I need money for the treatment for my mother. She grabbed the check and paused a fake smile. This is for you. He handed the extra money. This is for what? It's a gift for you. I hope you like it. She smiled and held her hand towards him, and they shook their hands. Thanks, Mr. Bowman. He smiled and entered the bookshop. She had us and looked at the bookshop last time. Today I saw my dad's favorite thing. Tears formed in her eyes, and she turned around. However, later she sat down on the couch and ordered a coffee to relax herself. Her mother was suffering from a serious disease. One was applying for jobs in many restaurants. She was 19 years old. She stopped her studies because coffee on the table. She thanked him and her cell phone started ringing. Buying her mother's condition is getting worse. Please come. What? Okay. She got up and started running. She was running in the street, but suddenly someone snatched her handbag. She sobbed. In the hospital, she entered while wiping her tears. Her friend looked at her and got up. Fine, where were you? I was in the police station. But why? What happened? Why are you crying? Well, Lisa, someone stole my money. What? She nodded like a baby. Don't worry, they will find out who stole her money, okay? But I have to pay the hospital bill. Don't worry, have you reported in police station? They will definitely help you. She nodded. Vine is such a sensitive girl. She never experienced this before without her father, so he was feeling useless. Your mother is okay, now take a rest. You're looking so tired, so sleep. No, I don't want to sleep. Okay, she knew that it's hard for Vine to sleep because of the money, but she can't do anything because she was also not rich. 2 days later, while sitting on the couch, she was searching for a job. Suddenly, a job came. She frowned after seeing the job. Taking care of a blind man and they will give you so much money. She closed her eyes and a message popped on the screen on the cell phone. She opened her eyes and said the mail letter accepted. Her jaw dropped and she happily smiled. I will go there tomorrow. The next morning, she came out of the car and looked at the location. Are you sure this is the location? Yes. Okay, she came out of the car and saw an old mansion from afar. You can go. He nodded. She started walking towards the mansion, but he just wanted money. She stopped in front of the mansion, and different kind of feelings showered on her. Your name is Ryan? She blinked and looked at him. Yes, my name is Ryan. Go inside, boss is waiting for you. She nodded and started walking towards the door of the mansion. She entered and she felt different types of feelings. What? Why everything is so creepy? She walked towards the guard who was standing beside his boss. His boss was sitting on the couch while his face facing the big window. She tried to look at him, but okay, I'm ready. Then signed the contract. She grabbed the contract and signed on it without reading it. His guard smiled and grabbed the file from her hand. She unwound her. She turned her face and saw walking up the room. Suddenly the boss got up and walked towards her. Her eyes looked scary. She took a deep breath to exhale the fear. She grabbed the glasses and worn it. He started walking towards her and started shooting in front of her. Leave me at my room. She nodded and they both started walking. They came out of the room and suddenly a stone stuck in his feet. He is, oh no, she sat down on a floor and immediately took out his stone. Heaven helped him to walk towards his room. She opened the door of his room and they both entered. She helped him to sit on the bed while then she looked at his face. Where is the medicare? He pointed towards the cabinet. She nodded and got up to grab it. She came back and started wiping the blood. She looked at him when he was sitting while holding the red scarf. Why is so weird? He's looking young. Why are you staring at me? She immediately turned her kiss. I was not staring at you. Don't lie. No, I want to sleep. She nodded and got up from bed. You can sit here. He pointed at the couch. Okay. She walked towards it and sat down on it. He laid down and fell asleep. For half an hour later, she looked at him and he was sleeping. She decided to go out. She walked towards the door and turned the knob of the door, but it was locked. She got and looked at him and saw him sitting down. Where are you going? I told you to sit there. I saw that you was left, so I decided to. I told you to sit there. She nodded and walked towards the couch. Told her to go out. Her expression it, but it's hard for her to process. He again lay down, and she just sat there all night. At night, she opened her eyes and saw him sitting beside her. She got flinched. "What are you doing here?" He slapped. "Yeah, I'm sorry." "It's okay," said in a scared cold voice. She was about to stand up, but he grabbed her and "Where are you going? Don't you want to eat anything?" "Yes, but you don't have to do anything because I ordered my guards to give me food." "Okay." She sat down. He lighted up the cigarette and he inhaled it. "Can I go back?" "Where?" "To my house." "You are not allowed to go out to this mansion. Don't you read the contract?" "What?" "But I have to go." "No, you can't. Get out of this mansion because you signed the contract papers." He seriously said, "But boss, I didn't read the full contract. It's your mistake." "I will give you the contract again." Lucas gave a grip contract. Everybody nodded and handed her. "Give me the pleasure." Her voice shook in her throat and she looked at him. His gaze went out. "I can't give you this, but you have to, because you signed where my cards transfer the money in your account." Her eyes widened. "How can he know about my bank account?" "Don't you need money?" She looked at him with teary eyes. "Don't cry. I want to go home." His mouth. "Now this is your home." He laughed and just tried eating. He grabbed his spoon and open your mouth." "I don't want to eat." His expression said, "Open your mouth." "Is he actually bad or just acting?" After taking the food, to eating this food, we walked towards the bed and sat on it. "Come on, come here." She got up and sat in front of us. "Sit here." "Boss, I really don't want to do this." "We are just playing," he hugged her. "Squirrel girls are of us, and she just wanted to get out of the room." He touched her lips. "Then I see you're beautiful." "No, I'm not." "No, you are. I can sense your beauty." "One can hug me." She had a sudden hugged him. He closed his eyes. "It's feeling good." She also fell asleep by closing her eyes. The next morning, she opened her eyes and sat down. He was still sleeping. She looked at him and the conversation came into her mind. "I don't want to become a. I never do this." She got up from and bed and looked at the key of the room. "Where are you going?" "I was going to the bathroom." "Okay," he's fine. She entered the bathroom and sat down on the floor. "I think he can see me just acting, but why he's doing his I was mad when I signed the contract without checking it, but I didn't know so I will get out of the mansion." She came out a few minutes later of the bathroom and saw him sitting on the chair. She walked towards him and sat down on her knees. "Is your foot okay now?" She nodded. He nodded. She smiled and got up. "Okay." She silently sat beside him. He was staring at her, but she ignored him because she thought that he was blind. She was looking outside the mansion, and the creepy feelings taking over her. Why do you live here?" "Because this place is so quiet and like this." "No, this place is good for me. I'm happy here." She got up and started checking the things she had. He has some things in her rooms. Everything is weird. Yes, but she stayed silent. "I believe that he is not blind. He is just manipulating me." She walked towards him and his car started serving breakfast. She wiped up with her hands and just sat down beside him. And all day. And finally, in the evening, he decided to visit the garden. She happily grabbed his wheelchair and they came out. After seeing everything, she felt that she was in a horror house. This was one of the beautiful tree, and he said, "This tree is the gift from my mother." "Do you notice that the tree of this garden is different from this?" "Yeah, this is beautiful." He smiled after seeing the whole garden. One is looking at the place with an eyes because the place is so beautiful and different from the other rooms of mansion. He was sitting beside her. She touched the glass window while checking the room. "Thank you." She looked at the scar on his left eye. She clapped and looked at him. She felt that he was angry. She turned and saw that the same gray hanging hair on the door. "I was looking at the beauty of this room, but it's time to go. We will be When will you let me out of this mansion?" "When you give me that." He looked at him with dull eyes and didn't say anything. "I don't want to live in this that mansion. My patience is on the verge, but I will not show him. He wants that thing I mean. Well, I hate this type of man. He only wants that thing. I am tired of living here, but I believe that one day I will get the key of the room and food mansion store. Talk to me. Why are you not saying anything?" "As you know, I'm 19 years old and belong to a middle class family after my dad. That have a condition became worse. I applied so many jobs, but I don't have an experience, so they didn't give me. My mom was in a hospital suffering from a serious disease. I came here to pay the bill. You know what? Someone used the money which I transferred. But she was looking at him, mainly into her, but she turned her face. Why can't you accept me? Because I don't want to. I believe that they are searching for me, but they don't know I'm living a boring life. Routine of life is to go outside and then came inside, and they sat with mental. In the middle of the night, she was looking at the key of the door. She got up and walked towards him and quietly she turned to see him when he was sleeping. He slowly walked out towards the door and opened it and walked out. She came out and started walking. Suddenly something wet touched her feet. She looked down and it was the blood. Goosebumps takes over her. She looked at the room. She walked towards it. When she entered, her head started spinning after seeing the girl hanging on the wall by her neck and cut in half and a paper attached to her finger. She walked towards her and grabbed the paper. On the paper was just run away from me, but stay here only to die. That paper fell down from her hand. She looked at the different tools first. She gulped and came out of there. But when she came out, she saw different type of nails. There one on the floor, and she grabbed and stepped back. She didn't understand anything. She turned her other side and saw a big window. She walked towards that window and tried to open it, but she attentively closed the room and looked at him. He was sitting on the bed while looking at her. Her heart came into her throat after seeing his smoke. So you tried to drink. I want to drink water. Oh, yeah, actually, I was so thirsty. Did you drink the water? No, because there was nail on the floor. Drink the water and come here. She nodded and drank the water. Her hands were shivering and she took deep breath. He patted the bed. She helped us and walked towards him. He pulled her towards him and made her sit beside her. He started scratching up his stretched sleeve. There were nails and sharp tools on the floor. Yes, because I got my glass to do that. She nodded. That means there is nothing to in the morning. She smiled while thinking about the plan and started walking towards him. At night, the key of the room is on the table. I will hide the key and escape from here. She looked at him. He's blind. He can't see what I'm doing. She got up and walked towards the table. One what I do here. He was looking at her. She smiled awkwardly and grabbed the key. Why can you hand me the key? Which key? There's no key on the table. What? But I kept it there. Other things are shown, escorted from the key. She walked towards him and sat beside him. Whom do you want to give tea? She said while touching the diamond. You, really? He yawned. But I can ask a question, sure. How can you got this? I mean, I'm not rude, but you are blind. How can you see? I can't see, but I can feel. I have strong senses. She paused, just smiled. The next morning, she looked at him and found him sleeping. She smiled and happily went out. But when she came out, her breath ached after seeing the blood on the floor. Her heart started spinning. She stepped on the floor and her feet covered with blood. But she didn't stop. Suddenly, and he shouted from back. He ran after her. She came here and hid under the table while covering her mouth. He entered and started walking in the room. Vine, where are you? You know that I can sense where you are. And also I can see but not properly my vision is probably suddenly he stopped talking. His eye of that flash she stopped talking. She suddenly sat down, but suddenly someone pulled her out. She gasped and started pushing. You can't escape from here. In a dimly light room, the soft melody of the piano filled the room, settling the tone for a dark, intimate romance. He takes her heart and they both begin to dance. The diamond necklace, whose he has been cutting, is around her neck. Her face one ratty and now appears dull and lifeless. Her eyes sad and puffy from crying. Despite her reluctance to be with him, she finds herself. As she downs, her eyes seems to gaze right through him. Her token zero price is security keeps analyzing tells. The scars in his eyes seems to clean and then startling intensity, making her struggle. Quite as blunt as he had tried her to believe. The revelation sends a chill down her spine. As she realizes she is more trapped than ever. Oh, but for now she is at his mercy. He is absolutely routed from their dance. His gaze looking onto her with an unnerving instance as if you could sense his next move. Fury is like a her heart is like a wild animal, processing the post intimacy she felt trapped under his control, unable to escape the suffocating grasp of his dominance. The kiss felt like a prayer of his own desire, leaving and filling her present never. He tossed her onto the bed, his body looming over, casting a dark shadow. She closed her eyes, bracing herself into the inevitable hours that followed with a blur of pain and happiness. Later she sat up, his gaze falling upon the scars that now buried her skin. Determination she had had enough. A plan began to form in her mind, a plan to escape, to break free from his suffocating grasp. She would no longer be a victim, no longer captive by his cruelty. The next morning, he opened his eyes and she was sitting beside him, a sweet smile plastered on her face. She raised her, caressing her chin, his voice filling with a sincerity she knew was misplaced. "I can feel you." She added to her tensions behind a mask of tenderness, all the fear about all the planning her escape. While every step, she felt a sense of determination growing with him. Days of manipulation passed, and he found himself increasingly by her forced affection. He began to believe in loving sad, and his heart dropped. No, they sat together on the table and his eyes looking into her with a warmth. "But while I love you," he confessed, his voice filled with sincerity, "she may, I love you too." And he wrapped her arms around her in a tight hug. But in an instant his voice turned to an agony as searing pain shoot through his back. He broke from free the hug, clutching at the spot where she had stabbed him. Her eyes once with fake tenderness now shone with determination as she grabbed the key and made out her way outside. She brushed through the door and sprinted down the corridor, but her freedom was short-lived. A sharp ring but her foot making her hissing face. She yanked it and gazed down at the floor, where a menacing arrow of sharp tools and nails scattered design on the floor. She rose, her feet bloody and thoroughly, and glanced back to see him standing in the distance, screaming with the psychotic intensity, discarding her gun. She heard saying him close in and grabbed the sharp dagger firmly, his calves alive, but she swiftly dispelled amid the treason. The daggers dashing through the air, though they were armed, they were forbidden from shooting her, making them easy, breaking her easy prey. She took advantage of that. Grabbing her grip, his grip like a vice, she tried to push him away, but he had passed his finger deep in her skin in a desperate bear to break free. She pressed the dagger to his arm and wrenched her hand away. With a surge of adrenaline, she tore free from his grasp and sprinting down the stairs of it, finding the steps in a frantic wait for freedom behind her. His temper, his brightness proving a fatal flaw. As she emerged from the mansion, she thought she had finally escaped, but his grasp for entrance, he lunged at her, crunching her leg, and she tumbled to the ground. He gazed at her, his eyes flashing with the struggling beneath with him, her voice from screaming, "Let me go, I don't want to kill you." His eyes flashed with anger. "You are beast who loves to torture us. They deserve that." His expression twisted and he snorted. Grasping the dagger and crazily, she put it on him. Pool growing beneath him, she seized the opportunity to escape, sprinting to the main door and beginning to climb it when she realized it was locked. She continued to scale it, spotted some papers on the ground, and her she told her to grab them. She snatched them up and ran, the documents clutched in her hand as she vanished into the distance. A few minutes later, 5 years have passed, but the memory of his death still haunts her. Nightmares persist, a constant reminder of her trauma she endured. Yes, it's not just the fear that drives her now, it's burning need to answer. But the face was killed, Ruth's family put them their love, and she decided under mysterious circumstances. He was consumed by grief and anger, fighting with their family, and he lost his eyes. He once a loving soul destroyed by the very thing he cherished most. He searched for answers and led her down a dark path. She sat in her room surrounded by the torn wrapping of her success, but her mind was a thousand miles ago. Her laptop glowed in front of her, a reminder of the life she built, but her thoughts were on that moment. She nodded, closing her laptop. She sighed, a sign escaping her lips. "I shouldn't have killed him," Liam's was blonde. "What do you mean?" "No, he didn't. I agreed to with him because I wanted to manipulate him." "Why are you suddenly thinking that he's innocent?" He wanted to love again. He thought if he did this, I would fall in love with him. How can you know this? He was a monster, but she held up the papers because I read this diary. He wrote that he wanted to love someone again in his life, and this time he would force her to love. I am such we didn't stand by words. You are telling me that Clam's face struggled to comprehend her perceptive, but she continued, I see myself in him. Then we both broke on trying to find a way. He never forced me. I was the one who let him to do everything to me. I thought that he was a bad guy who tortured us, but he killed that girl who killed Ro. How can you find his diary? Tom is all house. He wrote everything in that diary. He wrote that he wants someone to save him from his evilness. He was stubborn to not let me out of the mansion because I was the one who accepted his offer. His offer was quite disturbing, but he did have nothing wrong. She's searched him in the past 5 years. He found out that he was very good-hearted man, and the beauty was when he threw. Why do you want to live? Why do we want to leave him? Because I don't know anything about him. I can't, and I will not forgive myself. They were doing their job. It's time to go meet you at night. He nodded and she got up. Mom was walking in the street, but suddenly she bumped into a man. She apologized and also that man told her, but she saw Pepper hang his wife. He started walking, but she stopped and looked at him. His back was the same as him. He had listened to me to get no there, but he got lost in the crowd. He breathed after seeing him and he mumbled, thank you for saving me and making me a better person. He turned his face and she tried to walk to her. Her image suddenly disappeared.